Hello. Good morning, everybody that's not here yet. Caitlin Tanner here with the Point of Change. So I'll let some people get here. I'm going to pull this up over here so I can see the comments. I tell you what, I didn't think I'd be this nervous. Change. Woo. How's everybody doing today? Nobody's here yet. Oh, wait, there might be somebody here. So yeah, right before I started this live, I was like, what did I sign up for? I don't have Matt to fall back on. I'm nervous. So that happened. But I'm here, and right before I started the live, I'm like trying to get comfy in the seat and everything, and I look down and I'm like, oh my God, there's dog shit on the ground. So that's why I was like a minute or so late, because Tay decided to poop in Matt's office this morning, or at some point, and I just found it. So woo! Good morning, everybody. So yeah, this week's gonna be a little different. It's just gonna be me here. Yeah, I decided to dedicate myself to be here for you guys, and this will create an opportunity for you guys to ask any questions that you like, to get to know me a little bit more. And I probably won't be doing like an hour-long video, but we'll see where this all goes and everything. I tell you what, I'm actually a little jittery today. My heart's like, so yeah, good morning, Lynette. Good morning, Katie, Tina, Angie, Micah. How y'all doing this morning? I don't know if I should look at the comments up here or on my phone. They both seem to be working, but yeah, I hope you guys are all having a great morning so far. Yeah. I don't have a topic yet for the day, but here I am. This morning was definitely interesting, waking up on my own without Matt here, and him waking up at like 2:45 in the morning and getting out of bed and everything. So I kind of tossed and turned all night because it was a very different schedule for us. I think one thing that's going to be beneficial from this week, though, is like Matt normally around like 9 o'clock, he usually just comes in and he gives me a little kiss or a hug or just a little nudge just to kind of help wake me up, because for those of you that don't know, I struggle with waking up in the mornings. It's a totally different person from when I'm asleep to when I wake up and I get going and everything. Two totally different people. Sleepy Caitlin is mean. She's not rational at all. So it's been nice to have Matt here to just kind of like nudge me awake, because like I will stay in my dreams. My dreams are so vivid. It's almost like I'm awake sometimes, just in a different realm. And it can be really hard for me to pull myself out of my dreams sometimes. But I think that this week is going to be a real challenge for me to remind myself that I can't really, like, yes, of course I can rely on Matt, but like I shouldn't. No one's coming to push me. No one's coming to motivate me to get up out of bed this week. So I definitely am going to be really pushing for myself to get my ass up and out of bed and to start the day. And today, my original goal was to be up around like 6:37, because that would have been like 9 hours of sleep, because we went to bed at like 8 o'clock last night. And I stayed in bed till about 8:30. About 8 o'clock or so. But nevertheless, so kind of like that right away was like made me a little upset with myself, but at the same time, like it reminded me that, you know what, this week I am depending on me and what I'm doing. And there is something to be said about being in a house by yourself. You move a little different when you're by yourself. It doesn't matter how much you love the other person or not. Like Matt and I are madly in love, but I don't know. I feel like it's going to be an interesting week to be apart from each other and see how I go about my daily business when I'm all alone, and I'm excited to see what I do. Give out a few more shout outs here. Deborah Ramirez, good morning. Mike Ward, hello. Noah, how you doing? Let's see. What do y'all got to say so far? Lynette, breathe, sis, breathe. It'll be good. Yeah, I get a little worked up sometimes. And I talk pretty fast, so if I talk too fast, my bad. That happens when I get nervous. I'm already kind of calming down more, that's for sure. Angie, thank you for being here for us this morning. Caitlin, you are amazing. No, you guys are amazing. Honestly, the community that is here and the way I've gotten to know all of you over this, almost 2 years now, and how welcoming y'all have been to me and how kind y'all have been to me and how kind you guys all are to Matt Jablonski. Oh, it warms my heart to know that he's been able to help all of you in so many different ways. And then I don't know if you guys even realize how much you truly help support him. This is such a beautiful release point for him. And I mean, it takes courage to do this. There's no doubt about that. To open up and share your story and help other people like understand that, the struggles out there and, what addiction does to you and to your families and all that. And I mean, he's awoken so much inside of me as well when it comes to being here for people. And so you guys are amazing. Micah, go with the flow kind of vibe. Yep, that's the best way to do it. Like throughout the week, I definitely I want to like potentially read part of this book that I'm reading to you guys, or just kind of fill you in on what I'm learning with the book, and which is called A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. I'm pretty sure is the name. Pretty sure. We'll dive into that later in the week. Thanks, Deborah. Feel like I'm doing all right. I've been here a few times with you. I remember the first time I came on like live with you guys, and Matt had me. We made dream catchers with y'all, and I look back at that video and like I gave for how I make dream catchers. I did not give the greatest instructions, and I remember how nervous I was, because this was like I knew how important this part of Matt's journey was, with the point of change and everything. So for him to welcome me into the point of change, it was like, oh, hey, we're like serious. We're really digging each other. I'm sure. Well, we found out the other day. We said I love you like a month into us hanging out already. So I'm sure by the time I came on to do dream catchers, I was already falling madly in love with that man. Let's see, Noah Gill. I hear ya. I feel terrible in the AM for at least a little while. So yeah, getting up is easy, just painful until I get my exercises and coffee, etc. going. Yeah, for me, it's I definitely get the body aches, that's for sure. But it's a mental thing for me in the morning. So if I was to wake up in an hour from now and have missed this, I would have really placed a lot of self-judgment and self-criticism. I already did a little for not waking up at 6:30 and 7 like I wanted to see the sunrise. But I'm kind of giving myself grace on that. And hey, I'm here. So that's what matters. This is the only commitment I really had this morning. So I'm proud of myself for that for sure. But mornings are totally different. Like even when I go to this yoga here in town, and the instructor, she was talking about, because we do an evening class, she was talking about how like your balance is actually better in the evenings than it is in the mornings. In the mornings, you're kind of out of balance, out of whack, and that has to do with like the way the universe and everything is going on, is that in the morning hours we're a little less balanced. And I find that to be very true with my mind, because in the mornings it can be a very make it break it time period for me and like how my whole day is going to pan out. And I think that plays true for a lot of people, that, you know, your morning sets up the rhythm of your day and everything. So I'm finding little things that make it easier for me to get up and out of bed, like, you know, something as simple as having my clothes set up. Like, I'll have my workout clothes set up and then the clothes I'm going to wear for the day. And then having my glass of water right there. That's the biggest one I'm trying to implement right now, is like, as soon as I wake up, drinking water. Like, just like for the first like hour and a half of the day, like to drink at least a glass and a half of water, just to really get everything going. It really helps me feel better when I succeed at it. Speaking of which, but yeah, little things like that, or having the coffee pot, you know, ready to brew at a certain time. So even the aroma of the coffee can be what helps get you up and out of bed, which I love doing. But I don't drink coffee anymore because I learned that it spikes my anxiety like, well, I shouldn't say like crazy, but it really does. It spikes my anxiety. It definitely messes with my digestive system a lot. So I've just learned that every once in a while I'll have coffee, but I'm going to feel like shit for like a day or two afterwards. So that's one thing, but I love the aroma. I love the aroma. Angie, remember, it's progress, not perfection. Show yourself some grace. Amen, Angie. Yeah, it's definitely, and that's beautiful. I'm glad that I'm learning more and more just how to show myself grace. And it has really helped a lot with all these different changes and everything that Matt and I have been going through. You know, it's just to show myself grace, because it's not easy, some of the stuff we're going through. That is for sure. Noah, did y'all watch the game? Enjoy it? No, and I wouldn't have. I don't like sports on TV. I'm totally down to play some sports and throw a football and get active with friends and family. But when it comes to Super Bowl and just over glamorized things like that, I'm just not a big fan of sports. We'll leave it at that. Okay. Angie, I know you responded to somebody. I think I'm doing pretty good with these comments, though. I'll tell you what, that was one of the things I was nervous about back before, when Matt would have me read some of the comments, is like, I've really been working on my reading skills. I believe I have dyslexia, so it's like when I read stuff, sometimes like words just jump all over the place, or like my brain will insert a word that's not there and changes the whole sentence, or I get like super like robot-y when I read sometimes, because like it just happens. But it's something I've been really working on, and I definitely feel and hear an improvement in the way that I speak. So I'm happy to be able to read your guys' comments here. Mike Ward, you and Maddie are both such loving and caring people. Beyond blessed to have one another, that's for sure. And he brought the caring side back out of me more. You know, like I don't know if you guys all know that, like when we first got together, like I just wanted to have some fun with somebody and enjoy like the next year with someone that I was going to leave in the spring. I was headed back to Washington. I wasn't going to give my heart to anyone ever again, but I wanted company, you know? I didn't want to be lonely all the time. And that was like said on the first day that we hung out, because like, I mean, we instantly just like vibed. And I mean, I remember the way my heart felt the first time that we kissed. I was like, oh my God, where'd it go? Heart, come back. You're beating out there all crazy. But I mean, I denied it for some time because I was just so bound and determined that I was going to be heading back to Washington. Let me adjust this thing here. And I'm so happy everything happened in the way that it did. And my phone, just like yesterday, booted me out of the live. Some bullshit. I tell you what. Does anyone else just randomly get booted? I don't like it. Go back in here. Oh, if the comments aren't there where I left off. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Oh man, nope, I can only go up so high now. All the other comments have disappeared. Oh, hey Jax, how you doing? He says, my dog looked at me and says, what the fuck, man? Yeah, yep. My dog says that sometime too. That's why we just went for a walk. Because I was going to go up to the nutrition bar that Matt and I found and get myself a morning tea. And Bodie looked at me because he knew I was about to maybe walk out the door without him. And I was like, all right, never mind. Let's go for a walk instead. So that was good. And yeah, it's interesting too. For the past 2 weeks or so, Matt and I have drove somewhere almost every single day to take the dogs out hiking somewhere, whether it's just the dog park or actual trails. So because we've been avoiding the sidewalks because they are just so salty, so bad. It's this blue salt too, and when Tay gets it in her toes, it makes her skin burn. So we've been avoiding walking in town, but I hiked around town today. Thankfully, it's a lot better on the sidewalks because Matt's got the car at work, and it's just me and the dogs. Let's see. So yeah, I lost all those comments as of right now. So sorry about that. Ooh, wait, I got him over here. We're good. Danny, y'all have any questions for me as I scroll back up on some of these comments? Ooh, that's annoying. Let me see. Lynette, I went back to bed after my kids got on the bus, and I just woke up and turned on my phone. So, how many of y'all turn your phones off when you go to sleep? I normally always do. One thing, because then I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, if you will, on a few things. So one reason I turn off my phone is just so I don't get a buzzer or any noises going off when I sleep, and I can sleep soundly. And it also helps so when I wake up, the phone isn't the first thing I touch because it's off, and I can just kind of do a few other things and then turn on my phone. Actually, the first time I turn on my phone for the day is usually for yoga. But this week, I've been leaving my phone on. I'm going to be leaving it on at night so I can use the alarm clocks that are on it. But one other big reason why I don't like having my phone on at night is because of Wi-Fi and all these electrical, what is it? Oh, see, this is where having Matt is nice to help me think of the word I'm trying to, electric. Oh, I can say it in my mind, but I can't say it out loud. It's one of the EMPs or electric magnetic pulses and stuff and waves in the air. So I turn the phone off so I don't have that going right to my phone near my head at night. Or sometimes I'll just plug it in downstairs. But anyways, Jessica Chandler, good morning. How you doing? Oh, Mr. Bobo, how you doing? Huh? Tay won't come near me because she got in trouble for pooping in the office. My goodness. Katie, self-love. Self-love is something I'm always continuously learning. And I think grace has a big part to do with self-love. Most definitely. It's not always easy to do. It isn't. I mean, if we're honest about it, it's not always easy to love ourselves. Because there's conversations and stuff that go on in our head that nobody knows about. And there's things that we've been through that nobody knows about. And it can be really hard to give ourselves grace and self-love and treat ourselves with kindness at times. And it's an ever-growing practice of mine. And I'm so happy to be on the journey of it. And I'm so happy because, like, all of you guys, you're on self-love and a self-awareness journey, and that's so awesome. Lynette, my journal will be here tomorrow night. Burn this journal. Oh, the one that Matt got? I'm thinking about getting one of those too. I like some of the questions that they're asking. I've had a lot of self-help books throughout my life that I'm actually just starting to read now, and I'm really happy to be doing that because it's really shifting a lot in my mind. And I think having like a journal like that where you can sit down and it ask you like specific questions on how to kind of move forth in your life, I think it's an awesome little tool to have. Lynette, I used to be a super grumpy person, especially right when I woke up. I give myself pep talks and work with my mindset before even getting out of bed. I love getting to catch the sunrise every morning. Oh, Lynette, I tell you what, there's something about a sunrise when you're really present there. And it's like in the one movie, I can't think of the name of it. But in the movie, the mother, she quotes, "To be in front of every sunrise and sunset is to put yourself in the way of beauty." And an awesome little quote that's made in that movie for sure. And I feel it, like when you're actually present and you see those sunrises, it fills you up. It helps majorly with the winter blues and depression. If you can get up just a little bit earlier in the morning to catch a sunrise, it will help shift your mind frame. And yeah, definitely. In the mornings, I used to be horrible. My mom and grandma told Matt, they're like, I don't know how you guys doing in the mornings. And he's like, oh, we're doing great. And they're like, really? And he's like, yeah, she's, a little grumpy and not always that pleasant at times, but he deals. I don't even want to say deals with me. He corresponds, like interacts with me in such a awesome, mindful, peaceful way. The energy that we meet each other in, and I'm so thankful for that, because I used to be so mean. Like, and there's times where he like I wrestle, like I get like real physical and stuff because I grew up with two brothers and got pinned down and beat up sometimes, and I got really tough, And I've always had guy friends where like straight up we'd have like almost boxing matches and stuff in the garage, and he sees it sometimes where like I just get like really mean and and I pin him down and shit, and I've learned that that's not nice to do because I am still working on myself. So anyways, Noah Gill, I absolutely love the early morning hours. Always have, at least as far back as I recollect, and I can relate. Yeah, yep, and that's something that's like I want to get down to sleeping 6 hours a night. That would mean that I'm in bed no later than like 3 or so, and be up by 9, and it sucks because like now working this job, like I'll be going to bed between like 2 and 3, so I won't really be getting up much earlier than 8 or 9, and I'll miss the sunrises. But I'm like trying to make it a goal that like on the weekends I'll wake up even earlier so I can see the sunrises or at least see a sunset. But like now we're going to be in a factory where I don't get to see the sunrise or the sunset because I'm going to be sleeping and I'm going to be working. And I've done that before and it's very depressive for me. So I'm really pushing to get up in the morning so I have a bit of that somewhere. I mean, thankfully we only work Tuesday through Friday, so I do have 3 days, where I can catch the sunrises a little bit more. Noah, she's killing this live. Love it. Heck yeah, sis. Thanks, Noah. Definitely my nerves calmed down a lot more than from in the beginning. That's for sure. Micah, negative 25 years, super cold. Where are you? That sucks. I know a lot of you guys are from like all over the place, and a few of you like up in Canada and everything. Today it's like 22, but it feels like maybe 12 degrees or so out there. So it's a bit chilly. Josh and Lori Mutimer, how you doing? College football for college football for me. Love my Georgia Bulldogs. Right on. See, and we've gone past the college when there's a football game going on. There's a little hiking trail behind it, and it sounded like so much fun. Like I could totally get into going to the sports or participating in the sports, but just on TV, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan when people get all screaming and angry and mad at the TV and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, And I'm not a fan. It's too much hostility in the room. But at a game, I think I could get into it. There's so many different energies that you can bounce off of. And like when we were hiking on that trail back there, and we could hear, the drums just to go in, and the trumpets and the saxophones and stuff, and like we're on a hiking trail, and like you can just hear this stadium going crazy right there, and that was a cool experience where I was like, you know what, I could probably go to some football games and enjoy it, but totally college football. I don't know if I want to go to like a major like Packers game or something like that starts A, too expensive, and B, it's a shit ton of people. Noah, honestly, the first time in my entire life I did not watch the game. We decided as a family not to this year. We had a dang good day, and I was worried we wouldn't, but nah, it was awesome. It was an awesome day. Yeah, honestly, I think, the only appeal that I see to like game day and getting together with the family and stuff is just that, like, you're together with your family. So like to me, I'm like, take out that game and just be with your family and have fun, and like that to me, it's just like so much more precious. It can hold such a pure energy in comparison to like your energy can be very influenced by watching sports games, especially like when you're like all in committed to one team. It creates some attachment and stuff that can really affect our emotions and the way that we go about the day when certain things like games are going on, which we'll get into that more this week because that has a lot to do with the book that I'm reading. Yeah. Jessica Chandler. I'm not a sports person either. I rather play the sport than watch it. There's something about a bunch of dudes hugging each other to the ground that I just can't get into. Yeah. Well, they're so overpaid. But let's move on from that. Angie, you're doing great, Caitlin. I don't think I could ever do it. I think the only reason I can, or that I am, clearly I can since I am, is because of Matt. Like, I wouldn't just do this just to do this. I mean, I've thought about it before. Like, I've thought about having random tidbits with Caitlin, like as like my own little page, but straight up it'd be random. But I can understand the appeal and the release to coming on here and sharing with you guys, especially if I had something on my mind, very much just kind of go with the flow conversation today. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. I'm like, don't even have half the comments over here. Holy shit, there's like 90 some out. I might be reading that wrong. I think somebody posted something about 92. Josh and Lori, the Georgia Stadium holds 92,000 people. It is a hell of an experience it's a whole different atmosphere. there's so many people tailgating and everything. See, I feel like it could be fun, but I also feel like it could be a little overwhelming at times, you know. But to each their own. To each their own. There is definitely something to be said about a collective gathering together and, you know, sharing an experience in the same passion for something. There's the energy that's created with that is very powerful. Lynette, I got a light to help with seasonal depression, and I must say it helps. A light like a like what, a grow light? What kind of light did you get? Speaking of lights, I look so pale with these lights. It's this room. It's this room. Oh man. Um, just growl. He will get the message, Jax says. You know, Matt definitely understands when I wake up sometimes. Like I have growled. I have growled. No, I don't want to get up yet. You know, and he's like, but babe, your depression. And I'm like, ah. But then I get up. Or something, I'm fine. I just want another hour. I'm fine. Thankfully, I haven't had that attitude in a while, but that has been an attitude that has happened before, and I'm sure it'll happen at some point again, but we'll just work through it. Mm-hmm. Linda, oh, you're responding, but I'll still read it. Jessica Chandler, hey, that's right. It's all about perspective. I did get up earlier this weekend than normal. Yeah, it's good. It's like if you could help yourself get up a little earlier on the weekends and everything, I think it helps a lot. It really does. And one thing I always tell myself on the weekends too is you can take a nap, you know? I mean, personally, I can. And I hope everyone else has the opportunity on the weekends if you want to have a lazy day that you can have a lazy day. Johnny C. Childress, I gotta speak in person on Wednesday. For me, please. Pray for me, please. It's easy on Facebook. I'm not sure what you have going on, but I will pray for you. And I hope that you find ease in whoever it is you gotta go speak to. When 92,000 people has my anxiety up. I'm kind of struggling with public places. Yep. You know, and I think like it's really important to try to not allow the energy of other people to affect you or places. It's a lot easier said than done. That is for sure. Lynette, I'm just going to read all your comments, Lynette. You're my friend today. This weekend, his friend was having a get together and dinner Saturday night. I walked in and the energy just did not jive with me. And I hid out in the office most of the night. The people who are close to us knew it was my anxiety. Yeah, you know, and it sucks sometimes, just the way anxiety feels, the overwhelmness, like it sucks. So I'm sorry that you also deal with it. maybe we'll dive into that more this week, and just like how to. Matt's already got so many informational videos out there too about, dealing with anxiety and all that. But sometimes just watching the videos and hearing people's like messages or trying to learn these new techniques to, keep anxiety at bay, it doesn't always work. It's to practice, to have the practice to do things in the moment of when the anxiety strikes and everything, to try and turn it around is so hard. It really is. Once you do it a few times, it does get easier and easier. And it was like the other day I got all anxious about something that it was all in my head. It wasn't even like real. It was past experiences trying to create a new experience, for now, for like in the moment that it was. And thankfully, after being super anxious for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, a half hour, I was kind of able to just tell myself, I am loved. Nothing's going to happen to me. Nothing but good things are meant to happen to me. If there's something for me to truly be anxious about, I will learn what that lesson is as it comes. But my head's really good at creating all sorts of different scenarios and all sorts of different commentary from other people that's usually held in more of a negative light. And I think one thing that's really been helping me with that is I speak positive. I try so hard to have a positive interaction with everyone I meet. And one of my biggest goals in life for the longest time has always been that when people leave my presence after having an interaction with me, they leave happier than when they arrived in my presence. That I can share some sort of joy or light or just an uplifting, positive comment about your shirt or your shoes or the decorations that you did, and about your smile, whatever. I think honestly lifting each other up is really going to help with the collective anxiety of a whole. Yeah, that's my tidbit. My lower back just tensed up on me there. Teaching, and Johnny Childress teaching a CR on powerlessness, 100 plus people. What's a CR? Wait, hold on. Hold on here. Let me see. I don't know why Matt had such a hard time with these comments. Oh, never mind. I shouldn't have said that right when I said it. It was like, broop. Oh, man. Let's see. Okay, so Johnny, you're speaking in person, and I will send you a live I did on Facebook. It will be 10 minutes of preaching and putting on the end. Oh, right. Oh, okay. Right on. Well, that's pretty cool. Oh. Awkward silence. Oh, man. All right. Jessica Chandler. There's a show on Netflix called 100 People. It's an interesting watch to see how people's brains work. I found it inspiring in a way. It taught me that our brain is more likely to trick you into relaxing than it is to stress you out. It's probably a perspective thing, but I found it very interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, I love the amount of different information that's out there nowadays. We live in such a fruitful time. A lot of people will say that we live in such a devastating time. But I think we really live in such a fruitful time. Yes, there's all these different things going on in the world that aren't that great, but it gives us an opportunity to change them, like in our own personal lives. When it comes to like politics and all that, I'm not going to be your girl to talk about any of that kind of stuff. I'm very uneducated on a lot of it. I don't fully desire to be educated to the point where like I'm going to have a discussion with people about that kind of stuff. I'm not at that point in my life. Maybe I will be someday. But right now, my main thing is about my perspective and what I have to bring to the world. And forgot where I was going with all that. Oh, you know what's going to make Matt's going to be so happy about this. That's for you, Matt. Hope you enjoyed that one. All right, you guys. Well, I'm kind of coming to a standstill with some of my thoughts and everything, and I got a few other things I'd like to get done with today. Thank you all for making me feel comfortable enough to be in here and share and everything. I hope that you have absolutely magnificent days, and you go out there and you can make somebody smile and make yourself smile and find some sort of little beauty out there today, whether it's just a formation in the clouds or the way the bark grows on a tree. For me, nature brings so much happiness and beauty. But yeah, I hope that you all have absolutely blessed days. Until next time, stay happy and stay healthy and stay clean.